Most nature photography tutorials show perfect conditions, beautiful light, colorful landscapes, and dramatic locations. But most of the time, when you actually go out to shoot, it looks more like this. This video is made in collaboration with K&F CONCEPT, who sent me this tripod to test in the field. And instead of reviewing it in a studio, I wanted to take it out on a real photography walk and see how it actually fits into the way I shoot. This particular tripod is a carbon model, which makes it a lot lighter to carry around, something I personally appreciate when walking with gear for a couple of hours. I left the link in the description if you would like to read more about this model in particular. So today we are doing nature photography, but I live in Copenhagen, so I'm not surrounded by epic nature and landscapes. So what can you do? Well, you can find something that is nature-like, close to you. So I went to Frederiksberg Garden, or Frederiksberg Have, which lies in Copenhagen and essentially is a for Danish standards, a pretty big park with some trees and some water and a bit of wildlife when it comes to Danish birds at least. And it is early in the season, the trees are still bare, the light is pretty harsh and the park isn't really at its most photogenic yet. When a place looks like this, it's easy to feel like there are no photos to take. That mental block is something a lot of photographers run into. But instead of waiting for perfect conditions, I try to slow down and see what I can work with. So the first scene that caught my attention here was this bridge. It's a simple composition, but the curve of the water and the bridge create a nice structure in the frame. I also like the yellow flowers on the right, so we will see if I can get all of this into the same frame. And this is actually where a tripod can help, because it slows things down and lets you refine the composition. Instead of quickly taking one shot and moving on, I can make small adjustments and wait for something to happen in the scene, like the geese here moving into frame. So now I have another kind of photo that isn't just the bridge. I actually have some wildlife, birds here, going around and eating stuff on the grass and they're going down to the water to drink. And to be honest, this is really great because we have the bridge with the people passing by, which has a human aspect to it. And then we have the birds here, which gives a more natural feel to it, like this kind of meadowy kind of feeling or atmosphere, I think. When the big landscape scenes aren't very strong, I often start looking for smaller details. Textures, patterns, and small subjects can work really well when the overall scene feels a bit flat. Getting closer to the subject can completely change how you see a location. Here I used a macro filter to photograph moss, flowers and some small details on the trees. So a tripod by no means is a necessity here, but it can help you stay with a consistent framing, because you're so zoomed in, even the smallest movement can mess up the focus or the framing. When I tried shooting these handheld, I actually had to raise the ISO to keep the shutter speed high enough. But with a tripod, I could slow down the shutter and keep the image cleaner. And that's one of the most classic situations where a tripod really helps, keeping your ISO low and your image as clean as possible. So at this point I've already used the tripod in a few different situations. For the bridge scene, for the close-ups, and when slowing down to refine a frame. For me, the biggest advantages of using a tripod in a place like this isn't that it's always necessary, but that it forces me to slow down and really look at the composition. And I've heard other photographers say this too, that it's more how it makes you feel using the tripod than the technical advantages you get of it that makes it worth carrying it around. And I totally agree with this. And of course you can use a tripod for many other things like exposure bracketing or slow shutter photography or to film yourself like I'm doing right now, but that really isn't the point here. Because the extra pause you're getting by using the tripod in this kind of scene often leads to slightly better framing or waiting for a moment in the scene to happen. Of course, not everything happens slowly. When animals suddenly appear or something interesting happens, I usually switch back to shooting handheld so I can react quickly. For instance, there was a woodpecker above me the whole time here, and instead of trying to set up a frame with the tripod, it would have been way easier to take off the camera with the quick release and frame it in. I didn't have enough zoom on the lens here today though, so I let it be and continued my day. Nature photography isn't always about dramatic landscapes. Sometimes it's small details or quiet moments that give a place its character. The same location can look completely different depending on the season and the light. And of course, I would recommend you going out when the light is great, but that isn't possible for most of us. And waiting for perfect conditions means missing a lot of opportunities to practice and explore. Even on a day where the park doesn't look particularly impressive, there are still photos to be found. And sometimes slowing down, observing the scene and taking the time to refine your composition can make all the difference. Another thing you can do when you're out in a park and the weather isn't on your side or the light, the conditions, is to try to be a little more creative. You could try to do some sort of slow shutter photography if there is water. Now here the water was frozen, so that was not really an option. Here in Denmark there isn't much flowers here in early spring, but I saw these yellow and white flowers that was popping up, and I tried to do some slow shutter photography on those. Not really the best, but sometimes you could get lucky and get a photo you actually liked. That perhaps wasn't what you thought about when you went out. Anyway guys, I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure to leave them down in the comment section. I always enjoy having a little chat with you. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. It really helps a lot and I would highly appreciate it. Take care guys, and I will see you around.
Boy, I'm the biggest in the game. I'm the one they talk about. Everybody know my name. My resume is loud.